Hey everybody, it seems like a world gone mad, doesn't it? At least as far as real estate, I think it does. In this video, I'm going to go over some market information that I think will be really useful to you. I don't think you'll be able to get it from most other sources. I'm going to discuss how quickly homes are going off the market or going under contract, and I'm going to discuss for what price. And then I'm going to compare our current market with some historical data going all the way back to 2008, which is the year that the housing bubble burst, not burped, or maybe it did burp. I don't know. So let's take a look. Yeah. Oh, no, let's look here first. Okay. So, first of all, this information comes from the Triad MLS in North Carolina, which covers about 10 counties, starting from roughly, it is the area from Guilford to the east, which includes Greensboro, all the way to Wilkes County in the west. That's the approximate area that we're talking about. Basically, what I did is I looked at the 30 days of activity of closings as of April 16th. And what's the first thing I found that I want to go over is that 89% of the closings went under contract in the first weekend, or the first 5 days or less after being listed. And that means only 11% of the closings happened after the first weekend. It's just a really, really high amount. So if you're a buyer going out there, you need to know that if you're looking at something, it's more than likely going off the market if it seems like a decent home. So you have to be ready. You have to have all your ducks in a row. You have to have your financing. You have to just everything. You have to be on top of your game to get a house accepted. And then let's look and see what happened. Out of those that went under contract the first weekend, 75% closed above list price, 18% were at list price, and only 8% closed below the list price. That's really high. It was 72% above last month, 68% 2 months ago, so it's just getting tighter and tighter. Last month, this 89% number was, I believe it was 88%. So let's look and see what happens if you wait and focus on homes that did not go under contract the first weekend. If you do that, then only 35% closed above list price. I say only, but in normal times, that would still be really, really high. And when I say normal times, even just going back to 2019, I mean, it'd be much lower. And then 51% closed below list price. So if you can wait and focus your search on properties that did not go under contract the first weekend, you're going to have a much better chance of getting your offer accepted and for a better price. Of course, you're going to have less to choose from. You're going to be looking at homes that for some reason at least put others off a little bit, but it doesn't mean that you can't find good homes and probably better value out there if you do that. So now let us look, drum roll, at the historical data. Okay, so I pulled historical data as far back as I could get from the Triad, which was 2004, and let's look at what we found. So in March of 2022, we had 2,100 closings. The homes for sale at the end of the month were 1,400. And let's go back 2008. This is still during the bubble. The bubble didn't burst until the latter part of 2008. So we had 1,200 closings during the height of the bubble versus 2,100. So it's higher. Of course it's higher. It's been 14 years. But it's not, eye-poppingly higher. But this is what is eye-popping, which is we had 14,000 homes available for sale in March of 2008 versus only 1,400 in March of 2022. That's 14,000 to 1,400. That is crazy. So you went from 10 months supply of inventory to almost just about half a month. So month supply of inventory means it's basically looking at that number and saying how many months of sales would it take to get that to zero. So it's saying approximately 10 months worth of sales to get it to zero. Look here, we had medium days on market back in 2008 was 78, and then we went down to 4 days. 4 days. Just look at this. Look at the whole trend, and we've about squeezed as much as we can out of that lemon. 110 average days on market to 21, and of course that's going to put a lot of pressure on prices, and so you could see $85 average price per square foot to $157. Now, a balanced market is considered about 6 months sale. So 2016 looks to be when we had about a balanced market. And so, now we're so much lower. As far as like when is this going to turn around, it's just hard for me to believe that there's going to be any time soon when the number of buyers are not going to far out to exceed the number of sellers, because balanced market would be 6 months. So so what that was I did there is, let's look at the number of closings times 6. So I did that wrong. Hang on. Number of closings times 6. So a balanced market right now we'd be sitting at 12,000 at least homes for sale, and we've got 1,400. We're not getting from here to there anytime soon. So I think this is going to remain a seller's market for quite some time. I don't see how you go from here to there overnight. The last time we were even close to there was basically 10 years. It took us 10 years to get from that situation to where we're at now. So that's, I don't know, it's crazy. Interest rates are up above 5%. So I think we could be getting to some sort of inflection point where this starts turning around. I don't see how it could not start turning around. I don't see how we could get that much lower. So I think things are going to turn, but it's going to be a long time before we get to a balanced market. All right, so let's get back. So the reports that I just showed you could find on my website. Should have some other information there, market related. If you'd like to discuss any of this more, feel free to contact me. I'm Mark Schweikert with eXp Realty, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.